Lebanon is in the eye of the global compliance storm. It has long been under the international spotlight due to its sectarian makeup and location in one of the most volatile parts of the world, bordering Israel to the south and to the north and east Syria, which has been embroiled in conflict since 2011. This small Levantine country of 5 million people, made up of Christians and Shia and Sunni Muslims, is heavily dependent on the financial services sector, having over 60 banks with a total balance sheet in 2016 of $1.6 trillion. Over the past 5 years, Lebanon has had to grapple with complying with the 2011 European Union and US sanctions on Syria, implement the US's Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, or FATCA, abide by AML and CFT regulations, comply with the US Hezbollah International Financing Prevention Act, or HIFPA, of 2015, and gear up for the OECD Common Reporting Standards. One of the biggest impacts on Lebanese and Arab banks, despite improved compliance regimes, is de-risking from correspondent banks in the US.
No doubt about that, Lebanon is always on the spotlight, and the reason for that because Hezbollah is in Lebanon. Let me be very frankly with you. However, the de-risking, it's covered all the region. Actually, it starts with one of the Gulf banks in Saudi Arabia. The first de-risking ever in 2013 was one of the Saudi banks, and now becoming bigger and bigger. So de-risking is not only in Lebanon.
De-risking and the financial impact of international financial regulations was a key topic at the Union of Arab Bankers annual conference in Beirut in November 2016.
From FATCA to HIFPA to GATCA to the OECD Common Reporting Standards and many more to come, the banks have sometimes become more oriented on complying with international financial regulations rather than investing in the progress and development of their operations, especially that Arab banks are very prudent on preserving a sound relationship with their correspondent banks in a very unbalanced relationship at many times. Firstly, this has caused the phenomenon of de-risking to become a nightmare for Arab banks, since they have to shift the de-risking applied by their correspondent banks to their clients, which is causing reputational and financial losses to the banks and creating a burden and sometimes leading to the increase of money laundering operations and tax evasion in case the de-risking was not properly practiced. And we have seen this lately in the HIFPA 2297 Act.
Hezbollah, a Shia militant political organization, came into existence in the early 1980s to fight the Israeli occupation of southern Lebanon and has been designated as a terrorist organization by the United States and others, while the European Union differentiates between Hezbollah's political and military wings due to the party having 12 seats in the Lebanese parliament. The US's Hezbollah International Financing Prevention Act prompted Lebanon in early 2016 to send governmental and banking delegations to Washington, D.C. to try and mitigate its impact on the Lebanese banking sector, where the Lebanese Central Bank issued a circular for all banks to comply.
The Hezbollah Act has been really having a very serious impact on the Lebanese market. But due to the prudent measures taken by the BDL, I mean the Central Bank of Lebanon, things have been reconciled, and both the national complexity of Lebanon, the internal complexity, and the banking measures have been compiled to see a good outcome of really having applied and implemented what is required by the US authorities on one hand, that is being bound by the sanction lists and the regulation that has been issued in April 15, 2016, and on the other hand, keeping the internal peace here in Lebanon.
Lebanon has had to scrutinize accounts for any of the designated individuals listed by the US Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, or OFAC.
Now we have 99 names. Fine, the Lebanese bank should not deal with them, should close their account. That's very clear, no discussion about that. And all other banks in the world, not only Lebanon. Now Lebanon, of course, obviously they have more pressure because Hezbollah is in Lebanon. But I think central bank did a great job with the circular, I think 126, if I'm not mistaken, that make it very clear you should follow the Hezbollah Act, and the names are in the offer list. They are now closed account. They don't offer any banking services for them.
Hezbollah caused widespread concern in the Lebanese financial sector, with institutions paranoid of falling foul of US regulators following the downfall of the Lebanese Canadian Bank in 2011, when the bank was identified by the US as a launderer for Hezbollah.
Of course, the Lebanese Canadian Bank story has negatively affected the Lebanese banking sector on one hand, but on the other hand, banks have taken lessons from this experience. They have rethought their practices, their preventive measures, and they are really willing not to see this happen again. And this can be done through more collaboration with the US authorities on one hand, but also in having an efficient compliance program, measures, policy and procedures, etc.
Lebanon has also had to abide by sanctions against Syria and keep on its toes for new issuances, with the European Union blacklisting 18 additional Syrian government officials, including the central bank governor, in November 2016.
Syria is always under the scope, and the governor of Central Bank of Syria have changed like 2 months ago. So the sanction on the governor of Central Bank of Syria, whoever the name is, now the former governor was on the list. Now we have new government, it should be on the list as well. So it will continue until I don't know what's going on in politics side, but the pressure on Syria will continue.
Due to Lebanon's close ties and proximity to Syria, with Damascus just an hour-and-a-half drive from Beirut, banks are carrying out due diligence when onboarding Syrian customers. A difficult task, given there are over 1 million Syrian refugees in the country.
The Lebanese banks are really cautious when it comes to dealing with Syrian people. This is unfortunate on a human rights level, but this is being done on a banking level, and this is real. They do not deal with any Syrian customer working in the favor of the regime, or nor any Syrian customer non-resident here in Lebanon. And especially when it comes to the US currency. They are very keen in order not to deal with any sanctioned people or relatives or associates when it comes to the US rules. They are fully binding and bound by the US regulations in this regard, and in different regards concerning different categories of people.
Lebanese banks face a tough time ahead, operating amid regional turmoil and instability, while trying to anticipate any changes in US foreign policy and financial regulations under the upcoming presidency of Donald Trump. Aware of the compliance spotlight focused on Lebanon and the Middle East, banks are going the extra mile to abide by international regulations, despite the difficulties of local implementation, and are trying to reverse the de-risking phenomenon underway in the region.